It all comes down to this here between the Washington Kastles and the San Diego Aviators men's singles to determine tonight's winner. Frances Tiafoe against Ryan Harrison. Two Americans, two players who've done a bit of everything on the ATP Tour. They've won titles. They've been deep at Grand Slams. They've played World Team Tennis. Ryan Harrison, a former male MVP. But here it's Frances Tiafoe trying to defend his home turf and give the Kastles their first ever win in the brand new Kastles Stadium at Union Market. Brian Clark, he'll be joined again by Mark Lucero in just a moment. He walked us through the men's doubles. And now Mark joins us to walk us through the men's singles. But Mark, we'll start with the player you coach on the WTA Tour, Shelby Rogers. Pretty nice night for her, 3-0.
You know, we weren't quite sure how it was going to go tonight because it's a lot of tennis and obviously good players on the other team. And I think she's going to be really happy with how it's been. Marta Katsuyuk, though, what great tennis from her. Wow.
Last night watching it looked like that Katsuyuk was sort of figuring out the atmosphere. It's a bit different at World Team Tennis and getting comfortable. Looked pretty comfortable tonight.
Geez, I thought she took over the court and really gave Shelby a lift. You know, Shelby was kind of tired from playing the two events so far, and Katsuyuk really came out and brought the energy, established her presence at the net, and played with so much composure today. Really impressive from the youngster.
And we talked during that set about Ukraine as the next up-and-coming country in the women's game. Obviously with Svitolina, just had Sneager won the Wimbledon Girls Singles Championship. She's from Ukraine. But now all eyes on the men. Tiafoe against Harrison. Big personalities on the court tonight. And when you give the fact that Frances is playing at home, that probably gives them a little bit more motivation.
Yeah, you know, there's a lot of friendly rivalry between the American guys. They're going to go hard tonight at each other. A lot of smiles, but these guys both really want to win.
Of course, the number we are watching is that total score, number of games won. That's what determines the winner of the match. As Tiafoe's got a 2-game cushion for the Kastles. But remember, if Ryan Harrison can win this set and it's close and the Aviators are still trailing, they will play until either Tiafoe wins or Harrison ties it up, and then these two will play a super tiebreak to determine a winner.
You see the heavy Tiafoe forehand right there. We talked earlier about how bouncy the court is. It really takes the spin. There was so much action on the ball, so much rotation. The ball just jumped up and ran away from Harrison.
All business from Frances there. And that gives the Kastles a 3-game lead. A lot of talk about Tiafoe, big month for him here, playing for the Kastles, and then, of course, the City Open, his hometown tournament. Interesting second half of the season, too, because he doesn't have a whole ton of points to defend, so a chance to really make a move up the ATP rankings.
You know, it's such an advantage for players to sleep in their own bed. So he's going to log a lot of nights here in D.C., playing at home where he's comfortable. A lot of support from the crowd and big chance to make a move heading into the U.S. Open.
That didn't miss by much. Harrison able to generate plenty of power off the baseline. Harrison, a player who has really had some bad luck with injuries over the last year or so. Missed Wimbledon, but now here's a chance to salvage the second half of his season and to kick it all off with World Team Tennis.
Yeah, Harrison hasn't played since the French Open, where he lost in qualies. He tore a muscle in his forearm. But this World Team Tennis is going to be some valuable reps for him to get ready for the summer hardcourt season, where he loves to play in the heat.
A lot of American players talk about playing in those conditions, but I'm not sure anybody likes it more or feels more comfortable in that sticky, humid, late summer heat than Ryan Harrison.
He loves it. Loves to get out there and sweat, show his fitness. Also those hot conditions, the ball's going to be bouncing like crazy, where he can use that kick serve.
There he's able to flatten out that forehand. Impressive holds from both to begin this.
Nice inside-out forehand from Ryan Harrison. Kind of a dangerous return from Tiafoe. Uncomfortable shot for Harrison. He kept the ball cross-court with the inside-out forehand.
Brian Clark, Mark Lucero. Great atmosphere here atop Union Market in Northeast Washington, D.C. It's Kastles Stadium. It's the new home of the Washington Kastles after they were beaten last night by the brand new Vegas Rollers, looking for that first win.
It's just an amazing venue here. We have the Capitol in the distance, the Washington Monument, a beautiful sunset tonight.
We were saying before, it's a historic day, 50 years since the Apollo 11 mission launched on its way to the moon. And you can't see it from here, but I think the Washington Monument, they're doing a projection show to look like the Saturn V rocket.
That's amazing.
On the National Mall. And now, the first pressure for either server in this set, and it's Tiafoe feeling the pressure. Now he's really feeling the pressure.
Wow, I really like the way Harrison came out in this game, put returns in the court. Look at Harrison, great balance in the return, split step, and a short backswing. That's a shot Ryan Harrison struggled with, that backhand cross court. He got really good direction there. Nice acceleration through the shot.
Tiafoe way off, and he's broken to love. Ryan Harrison takes control, and he's got a chance now to tie this matchup on the overall scoreboard. Up a break.
We can see Harrison trying to take an aggressive return position. Tiafoe might have seen that out of the corner of his eye and tried to overdo it.
So now the pressure on Ryan Harrison. As he tries to consolidate this lead, tie things up overall.
Great second serve from Harrison.
Now Tiafoe was able to block that back. Not a bad block, but the wind really took that ball, where otherwise it might have landed in. But Harrison getting 3 points, and he is making the most of them. A lot to like about what we've seen from Ryan Harrison so far. Broke Tiafoe to love, and now a chance to hold at love. Go up 3-1, and most importantly, tie things up at 17 all. And Harrison does it. He is on a roll right now. Ryan Harrison ties things up overall. He's got a commanding lead here in the singles. What does Frances Tiafoe have in store, though? We'll find out when we come back. Crunch time here at Kastles Stadium at Union Market. The Kastles and San Diego Aviators tied at 17 here in the men's singles. And this seems relevant, the extended play rules. If the fifth event, that's this, the men's singles won by the trailing team, and the trailing team is still behind in the overall score, match will go into extended play, and that will continue until the team that's in front wins one game or things get tied up overall. But once tied, then they'll play a super tiebreak. But Mark Lucero, the way things are going right now, you get the sense that if Ryan Harrison and the Aviators win this set, it's going to be in convincing fashion where they won't need the extended play. They'll just come back and smash and grab it.
Crucial first serve in the box there from Frances Tiafoe. Needs to stop the momentum right now that Ryan Harrison put together.
He had not won a point in the previous 2 games. Broken at love, and then Ryan Harrison held to love.
All night, there's been a big advantage for the players playing on the side that Frances Tiafoe is on now. It's a little bit easier to hit the ball through the court. We can see the American flag behind Tiafoe blowing.
Yeah, it's a bit dark, but it is almost outstretched like it would be on a postage stamp. The wind is really picked up here at Top Union Market.
30-15. All right, let's see those signs. Go Kastles.
There it is.
Go Kastles.
We were talking about the 50th anniversary of the moon landing. You should say it's outstretched like the flag Neil Armstrong planted on the moon.
Ryan Harrison getting away with a short return there. Tiafoe had the big forehand inside the court lined up.
Just misfired with it though, and now a bit of pressure creeps in for Tiafoe. Harrison, a former World Team Tennis male MVP. That was back in 2016. Trying to drive the Aviators to a 2-1 record.
Part of the league champion San Diego Aviators that year, along with Shelby Rogers.
Any assistant coaches that year?
No, I did the next year.
The next year,
First match of the season the next year. 1-0 as a World Team Tennis head coach.
That's better than most.
Game point.
And now the pressure ratchets up.
Taken by the San Diego Aviators.
And as you predicted he would, Ryan Harrison here at a deciding point calls a Geico timeout just to make Frances Tiafoe think about things. And if I could read Francis' thoughts, I would guess that he's not too happy with this Geico timeout. He wants to rock and roll. But as we see how well Harrison's played in this match, just this set alone rather, it's got to be such a confidence lift for, as we said, somebody who has not played since the French Open.
Exactly, not playing a meaningful match since the end of May. These are crucial reps getting ready for the summer hard courts.
Deciding point here. Pressure on Tiafoe.
Big serve from Frances Tiafoe.
He answers the bell.
We have a shot of Franklin Tiafoe right there in the foreground.
Francis's brother. So the Kastles inch ahead overall, 18-17, and now the pressure squarely on the shoulders of Ryan Harrison.
Frances Tiafoe is a great competitor. Look for him to put some balls in play right here. Try to put a little scoreboard pressure on Ryan Harrison.
Harrison's enjoyed some pretty easy service games so far.
50 left.
How much extra does the bounciness of this Deco turf give that Harrison kick serve?
It gives it extra. It gives it enough because you see guys like Frances trying to take the return a little earlier, and all of a sudden the ball's in a different position than you would expect it.
30 left.
Happened to me this morning when I was hitting.
Get behind Frances. Put your hands together.
Wind picking up again. But Frances Tiafoe unfazed. Bit of pressure, but he goes for the line, finds it, and keeps
Frances
within striking
Tiafoe,
distance.
very underrated backhand. He hits it up the line very well. We saw them trading backhands before he pokes it up the line. One of the first times we've seen him be that assertive today. Great serve from Harrison.
40,
A lot of muscle behind that one.
133 out wide.
All right, shout out to Frances. We need you right here, right now, fans. How do you feel? Game. Aviators.
Harrison holds 18 all.
Useful net cord there for Ryan Harrison. One of the cool things, again, about World Team Tennis, net cords in play in the serve count.
Yeah, we saw that obviously right there, also in the mixed doubles a bit earlier. There's a serve to Shelby Rogers, or one of her serves. So Shelby Rogers won 3 games for the Kastles. She won the women's doubles, the mixed doubles, and her singles match against Ryan Harrison's sister-in-law, Christina McHale. But Ryan Harrison playing a big part in putting the Aviators on the verge. If he can break Frances Tiafoe, it's the Aviators who improve to 2-1 and knock the Kastles to 0-2 early in this World Team Tennis season. But Tiafoe on home turf, certainly not going to let that happen quietly. And that's the start he wanted.
18 all. What a match. Frances Tiafoe using the heavy forehand, inside in, making Harrison run. Harrison trying to take the serve early, gets a little out of his strike zone.
30 love.
Covers the court sideline to sideline, but not quite in position. What a return from Harrison. Harrison locked in, good split step, step out, and rips the forehand up the line.
Frances Tiafoe doing his part.
40-15.
Looks like both players are playing with a little more urgency right now.
This feels like we're heading towards a super tiebreak. And that would be fitting the way it's gone tonight. Oh.
40-30.
Maybe a step late for Frances. Or 2.
A little casual with the footwork, but Ryan Harrison doing what players everywhere should do, make their opponent play one more ball.
Nothing casual about that. Right down the center, Tiafoe holds. Kastles go up 1, but with Harrison serving for the set, he's got a chance to bring this into a super tiebreak.
Just a crucial first serve in the box from Frances Tiafoe. Nice slice down the tee.
It looked like Harrison thought it was going out wide. As we see what will happen if Ryan Harrison holds serve here. They'll play a 13-point super tiebreak, 1st to 7 between these two. Wins the match for their team.
Wins the match for their team. I love hearing that in tennis. We don't see that a whole lot. World Team Tennis, the only professional sport in the world with men and women on the same team.
30 love.
That's very cool. So is the history, founded by Billie Jean King more than 40 years ago, but also the emphasis right now on mixed doubles. We just saw Andy Murray and Serena Williams at Wimbledon, and the crowds they generated there. Of course, it's Andy Murray playing at Wimbledon, so that's always going to generate a crowd, but the attention on the mixed doubles, and now we've got it right here.
Tiafoe with Venus Williams.
Absolutely. See Venus for the Kastles a bit later this summer.
40 love.
But right now, it's Ryan Harrison with a couple of set points.
You really have to like the way that Ryan Harrison's playing his service games. Keeping it really simple, high percentage choices, first serves in, using that serve to set up his forehand.
Misfires with the forehand. Tiafoe not down yet. But the feeling here in this stadium, everybody knows this is going to a super tiebreaker. That's what the feeling reads.
Each one of these points feels so big here in the Union Market Stadium.
Well, they change speeds, and it's Harrison who handles the adjustment better. And we will decide this match in a super tiebreak. It's fitting. There's no other way you could decide this match.
It was meant to be.
All right, fans, we have now moved into the
So we will have a quick on-court break. We won't go anywhere, but we will get set for the super tiebreak. And you see how we got there. The mixed doubles, Shelby Rogers, Frances Tiafoe came back from a deficit to win in a tiebreak. Then in the women's singles, Shelby Rogers came back from a 3-1 deficit to beat Christina McHale. Aviators rolled in the men's doubles, Harrison and Johnny O'Mara. Women's doubles, one-way traffic for the Kastles. Harrison handled Tiafoe in the singles so far, but now we dig right into the super tiebreak.
You know, you look at the score line like that, and you go back and think, what 3-all point would have made a difference? What point, you know, could we have tried a little harder one game, or, you know, did we let one get away? Because every game matters. Every single game matters here.
But now we've arrived at the super tiebreak. 13 points, first team to 7 points wins the super tiebreak and wins the match. Coin toss to determine serve and side here between Ryan Harrison and Frances Tiafoe. Just a reminder here, as we've got an exciting start to this World Team Tennis season, you can visit the all-new WTT.com for live and on-demand matches, highlights, news, statistics, behind-the-scenes videos, and complete coverage of World Team Tennis 2019. Great start here in the first two matches at Kastles Stadium at Union Market, but the Kastles hope they can get a win here on their new home turf.
This is my first super tiebreaker.
Really?
Yeah.
The Kastles won the toss, and they will receive. Frances Tiafoe wants to let Ryan Harrison serve first and make him win a point first, but might be a dangerous play with the way we saw Harrison serve in the full set. Super tiebreak to determine this match. First to 7 wins it for their team.
Bomb down the tee from Ryan Harrison.
He's got the first point in his pocket with a clean ace right down the center. Going for the same spot as the wind picks up again. The tennis gods giveth with the ace, they taketh with the double fault. Level terms as Tiafoe gets set to serve.
There may have been a boisterous Kastles fan in the background there looking at, judging by the reaction of Ryan Harrison. But hey, it's World Team Tennis, it's all good.
Oh, both players with double faults so far.
A little tension out here.
This is for all the marbles in this match. 19 all after the 5 sets between these two teams. 19 games all. And 2 points all through the first 4 of this tiebreak. It's a 13-point tiebreak. Bit of a tentative start from both players.
Tiafoe set the point up with a nice kick serve wide, using his forehand to spread the court.
Three, two, Aviators.
Ryan Harrison doing a great job keeping Tiafoe guessing in the deuce box. Last point on that side, he hit the bomb down the tee right here. Nice slider wide.
But he's already double faulted once. Not that time.
4-2 Aviators. 8-10.
Ryan Harrison and the Aviators 3 points away. With Frances Tiafoe with 2 serves coming up, 2 do-or-die serves, essentially, for him and the Kastles, as Harrison's in the groove right now.
You can see the way both players moving the ball around the court, but not a ton of pace. No one's taking a lot of risk. Kind of feeling each other out, seeing who's going to crack first, and there the Tiafoe backhand came up a little short.
With a veteran like Bruno Suarez, too, it's almost like the Kastles have a couple of coaches.
He was out here feeding balls before the match, working on the Nishioka ground strokes.
That's really cool for an accomplished guy like that, just to, okay, he's not playing tonight, but it's a team sport here in World Team Tennis.
It's really cool to see. I'm sure someone did that for him. Now it's his turn to pay it forward.
So pressure on Frances Tiafoe. For him in the Washington Kastles. And he went for it, but missed it wide. They actually made an announcement earlier about why Tiafoe and Marta Kostyuk weren't wearing Kastles jerseys. They've got contracts with clothing manufacturers, just to end any confusion there. The wind letting Ryan Harrison down as he saw that sideline, wanted it with the backhand.
The ball was as big as a balloon right there, and he took a rip. I like the choice.
Tiafoe looking for 4-all. Oh, he just missed it. And he shows off the hands to level it at 4-all. Plenty of touch.
I like that point there. Nice slice approach coming in, daring Harrison to hit the pass. Nice slice approach, good technique staying sideways, and a beautiful split step. The Harrison pass goes wide. Love putting the pressure on the opponent on a big point like that in a tiebreaker.
4-all here in the tiebreak. 1st to 7 is the winner. Harrison waiting for something. It's been a week of tension-filled tie breaks. Why not another one right here? Tiafoe frustrated as Harrison inches closer.
Tiafoe knows he had a good look at that backhand. He stepped inside the court. I thought he was going to take it up the line there.
Harrison now with a chance to give himself a match point. Are you kidding?
What a get! What a get from Ryan Harrison.
What a get to give himself a couple of match points. You couldn't even see him, but that is the shot of the night at the biggest moment of the night.
Harrison so far behind the baseline. Unbelievable volley from Frances Tiafoe. Ryan Harrison with the sliding pass. Continental grip into the open court. What a shot.
Geico timeout called by David McPherson. and the Kastles. That was a Djokovician hardcourt slide from Ryan Harrison.
I mean, this thing is going to go viral later tonight.
As well it should.
Got to check my Twitter account later. What a shot from Ryan Harrison.
And the lawnmower to follow.
Shot of the night, as you said, for sure.
And we talked about it's been a week full of tension-filled tiebreaks. That might have been the shot of the week anywhere in the world. Couple of match points for Harrison and the Aviators. And Ryan Harrison gets the Aviators over the line. What an effort from San Diego, but what an effort from Ryan Harrison in that singles win in the set, and then closing out that super tiebreak over Frances Tiafoe.
What a point from Harrison. What a series of points from Ryan Harrison.
As Tiafoe, this is the point that set up the match point, certainly the point of the night.
Ryan Harrison playing really consistent.
Yeah.
Gets the W. Solid tennis from the veteran.
And that was match point rather, but it's all Aviators in the super tiebreak. Ryan Harrison takes the super tiebreak 7 points to 4 and gives the Aviators a 20-19 win over the Washington Kastles.